Okay, greetings. This is Aroda Jumbo. We are live streaming on YouTube. So if you want, you can chat live for this stream. I might need to pause the stream shortly because I don't think this is changing. It's still 12:55. Oh yeah, just a second. I need to pause this. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. One of the problems with the Google two-factor authentication is that it's messing up the photo. They're taking the photos every 3 seconds for this webcam. Okay, let's begin. So greetings, this is Erodo Jumbo. In a prior application for this chicken webcam, what was happening was that the resolution of the photos was very low. Even though these are old phones I'm using, they're capable of doing at least 4K and sometimes even higher. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to be able to take higher resolution photos. That way I can zoom in and I'll be able to see, especially now the chickens are very active. They're going further and further away from their coop. So one of the problems with WebRTC is that it's set to 640 by 480 resolution, which is obviously very low, and you can't really zoom into that one. So even a 1080p would be decent. That's at least the front-facing camera. And the back camera, I said we can easily do 4K. In my case, I think I can checked. I think it can actually do 6K. Not quite 8K, but that's possible. Obviously, newer phones, even mid-range phones, are able to do probably 8K or the back-facing camera. Okay, so that's not the only issue. The actual issue is based on the web browsers, is that the higher resolutions are usually fixed, usually 16 by 9 aspect ratio. That's no problem. The problem is, for example, they'll jump from 1080p, which is 1920 by 1080, then they'll probably jump to 4K and then 8K, and you got a 16K. So what that means is that if you have unique, maybe you want a resolution between, say, for example, 1080p and 4K, you won't be able to do that. It's based on what the browser vendor allows. So as I said, 4K is fine in this case, and obviously if whenever I replace this those phones with the current one, I'll be able to do 8K, but for now I'm okay with that. So in a future tutorial, I'll figure out a way how to prevent two-factor authentication, of course. So it doesn't, what happens is a two-factor authentication, it puts that screen right at the top, and then obviously because I use my daily driver, not that old phone, what happens is it just stays there and then the screen goes blank. So it ignores everything I want. I want the screen to go blank, and I also want this app to be running in the background. So I said we'll solve those in future ones. So as you can see here, it's 640 by 480. That's a WebRTC. So so the workaround is obviously we can use video constraints in order to have higher resolutions for the video and obviously for the photo. There's also an API called image capture, but that one is not well supported even on mobile phones. It's not supported at all in desktops as of recording of this video in 2025. On the mobile devices, it's there's literally only a snippet of the features, so that would, I mean, obviously because this is also another phone, most likely it's not going to work. Hopefully it'll work in the future. That will actually be what I really want. So some of you might also be asking why I don't use WebSockets with PHP. There's really no need to, because the post of the image is really what I want, and I said it's local, so that works as well. In the future, I might switch over everything to WebSockets, but it's just more coding. I wanted something very simple. Okay, so what I explained here in the glossary what a WebRTC is. The WebRTC is it's called the Web Real-Time Communication via Application Programming Interfaces, APIs. In this case, we're using the Media API, or the Get User Media API. And what is high-res? High-res in terms of photos, that means the minimum of 300 pixels per inch PPI for the images. Obviously, that comes from the video because it's WebRTC. And once again, these are the phones I'm using. I was hoping to use the Apple iPhone SE. This is the first generation, came out I think 2016. I wasn't able to do that because it only had 10% battery life left. So I'm charging it right now, and I will test it so that next time I will be able to finally have some pictures that it takes. So right now I'm using this Sony Xperia XA1 Ultra. This came out in 2017. And the reason in case somebody is new here, the reason I'm using this two devices is obviously because they're disused or discontinued, but also because phones, they're charging, you see it's only 10 watts. And the good thing about that is I can, if I create some type of contraption outside where they could be used, I could probably run off of solar. Literally just one solar panel, 100 watt solar panel should be enough for both of them, or probably just a battery. Okay, so this is the code snippet here that we're going to use, and obviously this is JavaScript. Everything else stays the same, so we're still using the PHP built-in web browser, and we're also using external to serve the SSL certificate because HTML5, the camera access requires an SSL certificate on a local area network, so we can use a self-signed certificate, then obviously serve it using external. So I did that in a previous tutorial. I don't want to do the same thing because this tutorial would take way too long, so this even just the coding part. So as you can see, this picture here is a 640 by 480. And also, so I'll give you a preview of the current, this is the current, you see this is taking pictures right now, this is a 4K one, and I'll prove to you that it's 4K. So this allows me, I'm able to zoom in and everything, I'll prove that later. So this is the video you're watching right now. Just to let you know that every day there will be a live stream where you're able to ask questions. So just check ojambo.com for details and instructions. Just scroll down to the footer and you see all the channels. Be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments for more frequent content. Okay, so we're going to head over now to, I'm going to use NetBeans, but you can follow along using the ojamboshop.com Learning JavaScript Course Web IDE. That one allows you to input and you can compile as well, but if you have a text editor, I said I'm going to use NetBeans right now. So let's go review the code that's running right now. So this is the viewer. So all it does is it takes, I named the image the same, so let me zoom in here so you can see it better. As you can see, I just set interval, and I take this image here, and so this runs the first time, it's not going to include the question mark. So all I do is I add the question mark, and then I append the timestamp. Then obviously the second time runs, this logic will be false. So the second we use else, and what I do here is I remove everything after the question mark and basically then append the date again. So I just want to use the same image. This just makes it easier, and also I set it to 3000 milliseconds, which is 3 seconds. So I'm going to create a new file, and I just show you here. Let's make sure this is still running, hopefully. What time is it? It's 11:55. Looks like it hasn't updated. Image. I might have to stop this again. Looks like they haven't. Oh, the size is bigger too. Okay, I'm just checking this to see if it's still running. It's learn 12:55. I don't know why it's not running. Okay, I might have to stop this and check have to stop the video stream again. I'm just gonna pause and check the camera because it's not refreshing. So I'll let you guys see this. I'm just gonna throw onto the camera. This should refresh. Okay, so oh come on! Hopefully the camera is pointed properly. I'll have to stop again. Let me see what's going on here. Okay, there we go. So it is refreshing. This is what I wanted to see. See, I can zoom in, and I can zoom in and see I can see where the girls are when they come out and go in and out. Because I can zoom in and out. So that's great. So it's working again, and to prove to you that it's working. I'll just show you here. Yeah, so as you can see, it's the time is changing and it's working. It's saving the photo, and it's being previewed, so that's great. Okay, that's fine. It's good enough for now. You can see. Okay. So let's actually go to the folder here. We're going to create a file, and I'll just call it. I'll create a file here, HTML, and I'll call it highres.html. Okay, put it up here. Zoom in. Okay, so we don't need that. Just need the doc type. And we'll call this one, I'll just say high-res. High-res HTML5 camera. Okay, we actually don't need this. I'll leave it in there, just. So. Okay, so let's get started. So I'll put some styling in here. It's not needed though, but so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna color the button, make it, give it a color blue, and I'll make the background red. I'll also target the video because with the wide screen, it's sometimes it gets way too big on the phone and you're not able to see anything. So I'll just set the max height. I'll make it 100%. Okay. Now in the body section here, we need to select. And give it a button. type equals button, and say record. And below that, we just have a video. This is so we can target it. And then below that, we just create a script. Okay, and then we will have it become self-executing. Okay, so we have parameter for to store the stream, so that way we can stop the stream. This is when the button is clicked. We need another one to save the interval ID. That way when we stop the stream, we can also stop the interval, because remember we're running every 3 seconds. Document.query selector. Just quick overview here. I will say always on top so you can see what's going on with the chickens. So it's not very good. Let's leave it up here for now. Query selector. So the one we want is the video. Then we also want to get the which one? We also want to get the button. And finally the select. Okay, so one of the changes we're going to do is we're going to use the constraints. So just make an object here. And the video. I'll show you both settings, so we can do both. So width. So we have the min 1920. Ideal will be 3840 for 4K, and the max, which will be 7680. That's for 4K. And then we also have the height here. So the height, this one should be 1080. This should be 2160. This is 4320. That is actually not really needed. Oh, I forgot here. Okay, then here we also have the audio. As you know, audio is always false. Then navigator dot media devices dot get user media. Now just pass in our variable CTS. Then navigator dot media devices dot inlet devices, then devices. Alright, okay, you can see the chickens outside here. I'll zoom in a little bit. You can see them right here. And close this off as well. So devices, then we create a variable VDS equals devices dot filter device kind. We only care about the one with video, so that video input, especially input, not output. class.map bd. Return, I'm going to use template strings, option value equals double quotes bd dot device ID. The D is lowercase, bd dot label, then option. Okay, then outside we set the select options, use inner HTML, template string again, and select camera, option, opt join. So we join all the options. So we'll just this will be the separator. So just nothing. Okay. After that, we get out of both of these media devices, and then we have a select add event listener. So looking for the change event. So we check if the stream is not equal to null, meaning that there's something in there. Then what we do, we get the string, we get the tracks. There's no way to just get specific tracks, for example, only the video tracks, because some of them might have audio tracks or something else, so hopefully they do improve that in the future. So track stop, and then the video, the source object, we remove track. Okay, then there's no video stop. You pause it. Obviously, it doesn't do anything. I mean, it doesn't actually remove it. So we pause it first. Then we set the source to nothing. Then this will give it a black. So if you pause it and remove the track, it'll just be black. So when you do this, it will, even though you have moved the track, then it will be a black screen. So you need to actually do this to clear it and remove the black screen. Then we set the stream to null. Okay, then after that, if we check the selected value and we make sure it's not equal to, it's not empty. So then what we need to get the video device ID. We set it to the selected value, and then we have a navigator dot media devices dot get user media. Again, we use our variable, which is the CTS, the constraints, and stream. So then we set our string variable to the stream, and set the source object for the video to the stream, and then we play the video. So this is needed because remember we paused it here on line 46, so that is where it's paused, and then we need to play it here. So that's fine here. So we're done with the that event. Then now we need a button event, event listener, click, and we have another event. So we say if button.inner HTML equals record, then we change it to equals recording. Now we set our interval ID. We'll say set interval, make sure I save this. So we create a canvas. And then we set the set a context, which will be obviously 2D. Canvas dot get context, set it to 2D. And the canvas dot width, we set it to the video width, and then we set the height to the video height. And the context dot draw image, so the source will be the video. We start at the top left, so x0, y0, and then we go to the bottom right, so that's to be the canvas dot width and canvas dot canvas dot height. And then we create a blob to blob. Just a second. Hey Mark, can I call you back? I'm watching a live stream.
When can I call you back?
I'll call you back. Should be finished hopefully in half an hour.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Bye. That was a customer. All right. So blob. Okay, and let file equals new file. Blob must be passed in as an array, and the name will be image.png. The name doesn't matter because we can change it when we save it on the server side. And blob.type. Then we create a form data. Then we append the image, so the field will be image, and then the file, and we use fetch. So I'll save this, I'll say save high, what do I call this one, high res .php. Okay, and the method will be post, and the body will just be the form data. So that's it. Then, I don't know why it does that. Then, that's fine. Then, response. So we're expecting a JSON. You could get a text. So if it was text, I'll just put that text. But JSON is fine because in the future you might want to do something with that the data. So I'll just this time I'll just output it to the console. And then finally, catch. If there's any errors, you want to catch them. This will be error. And console.error. The error. Semicolon to end there. And this is the canvas to blob here. And this is our set interval. So our set interval, we want to set it to 3000 or whatever number you want. So 3000 milliseconds, that will be 3 seconds. Then for the else, for the button, so set inner HTML to record, and we clear the interval. So IID. This is why we set it here, so we get the ID for the interval, then we set here. So this. Now we're done with the high-res, the HTML, but now we need to create this file. Save res. So save high-res.php. So I'll go back and to zoom in here. Looks like the girls are no longer in their coop. So I'll create a PHP file. Put it here so I can see the name. Yeah, okay, there we go. I'm going to create a PHP file, a new document, PHP. It will be save high-res.php. So I'll bring it up in here, and I'll copy this from save video. Save high-res 2025. Okay, I'll zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so we actually don't need this, but I'll leave it there just in case. Let's move this. So we say if is not empty files. Remember the field is image. Okay. Then the file equals files. So we grab the what PHP does by default is it creates a temporary file. A unique. It already gives it a unique file name. So it's temp name. This part here on line 27, that's automatically done by PHP. So we want a destination where we want the file to be saved. So I'll use their name. So I want it the same place where this script is running, this PHP script. So this is built into PHP. So this is double underscore, then the name file. That's defined name in PHP. That's built into PHP, so I don't do anything. And by the way, the location for this temp file in Unix type systems is /temp. I don't know where it saves in Windows, but something similar. And then of course, we want a name for this. I'll call it high-res.png. And put a slash here as well. There we go. So it's high-res.png. And then semicolon at the end. Then of course, then we move it. So we say move. This is also a built-in function in PHP. Uploaded file. So we say file and destination. So if this is true, then what we'll do, we'll echo JSON encode. So just an array. So I'll just make it simple. I'll say status, and then I'll say OK. So we're done. So this is our PHP. Now we do need a viewer. So I'm going to create one called view. Actually, I don't need to create a viewer, but I think I'll just show you. So I already showed you the viewer. So the viewer here, in my case, this will just be highres.png. So I'm not going to create a viewer. I'll just show you in the it running. Let's go here, and we'll go HTTPS 192. So instead of select camera, remember we call it, I think, high res. High res. Was it high res or high res HTML? Let me see what I call it. High res. Yeah, I was right. High res. HTML. So allow. So there's a camera. You will notice there won't be. Oh, there's a preview. Okay. Because I made it 1920. So here's the preview. You can see it takes up the entire. It takes up because it takes up the entire. It takes up the entire screen. So this screen is 1080. No, 1920 by 1080. The one I'm recording on, and you see it takes up the entire one. Now, if you compare this for the article here, you can see this was 640 by 480, but this one is, you see, it took up very little part of this 1080p screenshot. Okay, so we can see here it's fine. Now when I hit record, and I'm just going to inspect here and show you the console. So if we get a message in the console, it will, yeah, see, it says status okay. So that means it created it's creating the image. So what I'll do is I'll show you. This is the file manager. We should have high res. Where's high? I don't see. Oh, here it is. High res.png. So it's creating, and you see here everything is fine. So we see, and you can see how large this is. So I'm just gonna scale this down a little bit because it's so big right now. It's hard to. Just gonna scale it. Yeah, so I just scaled it down, but you can see how big it is. So I'm gonna put my camera on top of the webcam, so you can see. I'll show actually the back camera. You see, there we go. No. And you can see, so it does work. So it is working, so that's fine. And I'll also take some. Well, there's no need to take photos, so I can use my phone to select it, but I'll show you that as well. Actually, no, there's no need to. You guys get it. So it does work as you. So there we go. So okay, so I don't need this. So we're done for the coding part of the tutorial. Let me see how much time it is. I'll check, see if anybody wants to chat. How many viewers? Okay. From what I can see, there's nobody, there are no chat messages. So that's fine. Okay, all right. So we can go back to the article then. Let me see how much time has been. Okay, that's pretty good time. Okay, so let's go back here to the article. The article is available on ojambo.com/high-resolution-old-phone-HTML5-security-camera. This is the video as I promised before. JavaScript is open source, follows the MScript standard, licensed at W3 software license by web vendors and runtime environmental vendors. The runtime, those are people like, say, the Node.js team, which allows commercial use modification to still make it durable proprietary. Quick reminder to subscribe, comment, like, follow for more frequent content. And quick reminder also that every day there's a live stream. You can join, you can ask questions, I'll answer them live. And just check ojambo.com for details and instructions. Scroll down to the foot, I'll show you that later where all the channels are. Okay, then let's see here. So I am promoting the learning programming courses. Obviously, for this tutorial, we use JavaScript, and as you can see here, we also use PHP. So both of these are available on ojamboshop.com. So you can learn at your own pace 24/7, anytime. There are no subscriptions; it's a one-time fee. I also have book versions of the courses. For the JavaScript, I also have a paperback, that's a physical copy, and an ebook. For the PHP, it's just the ebook at the time of this recording. So both of these are available on Amazon. You search for Edward Jumbo. The links are in the description. And if you enjoy this, please consider supporting me. Links are in the description. You can obtain my customer sets price plugin for WooCommerce on Jumbo.com by purchasing one of my JumboShop.com online programming courses, getting one of my programming books on Amazon by searching for Edward Jumbo, or you can simply donate at Jumbo.com. So you see, you can donate here. All much easier. It's in the header here. You can click the donate. It's so any page, anywhere you are, you can simply click donate to take you to the donate page. And as I promised, here in the references, you see string, that's for proxy encrypting the TCP connections. This allows the self-signed certificate. And here's the plugin. And these are the courses. There's JavaScript, there's PHP, there's also Python. And again, for the books, the JavaScript paperback and ebook, and PHP here, and also Python. And if that's not enough, you can also hire me for any custom work. It could be a web application, it could be a desktop application, it could be a mobile application, and it could be in any programming language, maybe if you want to learn as well. Any of those things and tutorials. It could be C, C++, Java, JavaScript, Python, PHP, HTML5, CSS, databases, MariaDB, MySQL, SQLite, or maybe you want to migrate databases, or maybe you want to integrate payment processors, logistics, and more. That's all available on jumboservices.com. And as I promised, if you scroll down to the footer, you can see here the channels, the Odyssey, Rumble, BitChute, and YouTube. Okay, so that's the end of the video. See you in the next one. Thank you.